When a trial reaches its absolute agonizing breaking point, what does a human being do? In the face of ultimate tragedy, do we hold on to our faith, or do we shatter into a million pieces? Today, we are going to witness a mind-boggling moment that literally brought the history of mankind to a standstill. We are entering the darkest, most agonizing chapter in the life of the great Prophet Ayub, known to the world as Prophet Job. This is the moment when his flesh has completely surrendered, his physical strength is entirely gone, and society has long forgotten his name. Even his beloved, devoted wife, who stood by him like a shadow for 18 long years, is now utterly exhausted and broken. Time itself seems to have frozen in this desolate, scorching, unforgiving desert. Total, suffocating silence. Just think about it. If it were any ordinary human being in this unimaginable state of suffering, they would have looked up at the sky, beaten their chest, and screamed, "No more! I cannot take this anymore! How much longer will you punish me?" But Prophet Ayub remained entirely silent. Not a single word of complaint escaped his cracked lips, because he knew with every fiber of his being that the deeper the trial gets, the darker the night becomes, the closer you are to the dawn of God's infinite mercy. He firmly believed that behind this 18-year nightmare, the isolation, the rotting disease, the social exile, there was a beautiful, divine masterpiece being painted by his Creator. But today, in this episode, that mountain of patience will take a new historic turn. Today, we will hear the story of a single, breathtaking prayer, a prayer so powerful it sent tremors through the 7 heavens. Days turned into months, and months bled into agonizing years. Lying under the open sky, Prophet Ayub's body literally decayed. Yet despite the excruciating pain, he never asked God for a cure, not even once. He simply endured. In absolute silence, swallowing his tears, he endured. My friends, this strange, beautiful silence was his unique form of spiritual worship. He would think to himself, "My Lord knows everything. He sees my every wound. Why should I use my tongue to complain about a pain that He is already fully aware of?" He would reflect, "The God who blessed me with 80 years of perfect health, the wealth of kings, and every joy of this world, how can I complain to Him after just a few years of hardship? How can I beg for a cure?" Out of profound spiritual modesty and an intense, overwhelming love for his Creator, he kept his lips sealed. But the only witness to this silent, brutal war was his devoted wife, Lady Rahima. The majestic woman who once lived like a queen, who had hundreds of servants, was now wandering from door to door like a beggar. She endured the vicious insults of the townspeople, working back-breaking labor as a lowly maid just to bring back a crumb of dry bread for her paralyzed husband. Humiliation, hateful stares, and sometimes returning to the dark hut with absolutely empty hands and a starving stomach. This had become the daily reality of Lady Rahima.
But human endurance has a limit. One day, after finding no work, enduring ruthless mockery from the society and returning to the desert completely empty-handed, Lady Rahima finally broke. Looking at her husband's decaying wounds and feeling the sharp pains of their own starvation, she completely collapsed. She sat beside Prophet Ayub and began to weep uncontrollably. With a shattered, trembling voice, she cried out, "O Prophet of God, I cannot bear this anymore. I don't want anything for myself. I have no regrets. But your pain, your decaying body, I simply cannot watch you suffer like this for another day. You are a prophet. Why don't you just ask your Lord to heal you? If you just raise your hands, God will fix everything." The endless stream of tears falling from her wife's eyes and her heartbreaking, desperate plea created a massive storm inside Prophet Ayub's calm heart. He looked at her face. He realized that this incredible woman had sacrificed her entire existence for him for 18 years. She had absolutely no strength left to fight.
That night, an eerie, spine-chilling silence descended upon the desert. Everything was completely still. Prophet Ayub fell into deep thought. He realized, even if I ask for nothing for myself, do I not owe it to my wife to end her suffering? Is Satan trying to use our physical weakness to push us into the abyss of despair? In that profound moment of clarity, he understood something beautiful. To pray right now was not an act of complaint. To raise his hands now was an act of ultimate surrender. It was the ultimate proof of his helplessness before the Almighty. And so he did not look up at the sky, for his head was bowed in deep humility, but his shattered heart turned directly toward the throne of the Creator. He didn't present a long list of demands. He didn't say, "Oh God, heal my body, give me back my gold, and return my children." He simply presented his broken, pathetic state to the court of the Almighty. With tears soaking the desert sand, he whispered, "Anni masaniya durru, wa anta arhamur rahimin." Indeed, severe adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of all who show mercy. Glory be to God. Look at his unimaginable manners. Look at the perfect etiquette of a prophet. He didn't issue a command to God. He simply stated his unbearable pain and left the final decision entirely to the mercy of his Lord. His prayer meant, "O God, if you wish to heal me, I am grateful. And if you wish to keep me in this agony, whatever your decree is, I am perfectly content."
That quiet, tear-soaked prayer, made in the pitch-black darkness of the desert, bypassed the ears of every human on earth. But it did not take a single millisecond to reach the divine throne of God. The Almighty, who had been watching the unbelievable patience, the beautiful silence, and the unwavering love of his servant from above the seven heavens, called upon the angels as witnesses and finalized his divine decree. That night, right after the prayer, there was no immediate physical change in Prophet Ayub's body. His disease did not magically vanish in that second. But deep within his shattered chest, a sudden heavenly tranquility descended. In the depths of his soul, he felt it. He knew it. My Lord has heard me. He has answered my call. The very next morning, his wife, Lady Rahima, was stunned. For the first time in 18 years, she saw a new divine spark, a glowing light of ultimate hope shining in her husband's eyes. My friends, the acceptance of a prayer is not always seen instantly with the physical eyes. Sometimes it arrives as a profound peace in the heart. Sometimes it is the eerie, total silence right before a massive, miraculous storm. Prophet Ayub is waiting, but this time it is not a wait of despair. It is the wait for God's ultimate mercy. In our next episode, we will witness the most spine-chilling, miraculous cinematic event in history. We will see how, by the direct command of God, a rushing spring of healing water will violently burst out from the dry desert sand. And in the blink of an eye, 18 years of rotting decay will be washed away. How will he regain his lost youth, his boundless wealth, and his beautiful children? To witness this goosebump-inducing miracle, stay with us. Peace be with you.